Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Sake here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdom Come Deliverance. And when we last left off, we beat up a dude in his pajamas. And now, this is the first time I played since the new 1.4 Easter patch, in which now Henry can modify his beard and his haircut at a bathhouse. So let's talk to the bathhouse proprietor, and let's use the bathhouse services.
I'm interested in your services.
And it looks like we need a bath and clean up for sure, so we might as well do that. So let's get a haircut then. Let's get a mother's boy. I'd rather not.
No deal.
Okay, so I didn't see any how about the Polish undercut? Okay, so mother's boy is the start. This is like Sir Radzig's haircut. Interesting indeed. How about the Eastern influence? Anything that we can do to, ooh, I kind of like that. Very, it's Sir Capon's haircut. And if we want to be like Sir Crapon, then we can do that. How about the Battlefield Perm? Is that where hair is messed up due to helmet hair? Nope. The Battlefield Perm is actually just a shaved head. So it's certainly not like Skyrim or something like that. But I do like the Eastern influence, so we'll go ahead and get a haircut. Seems good. I like this.
That. Thank you.
And do we have to pay anything?
But of course. Money first, though.
Oh, there we go. So, 20 bucks? Let's haggle her down a bit.
Not that much.
And how much are you willing to pay?
About 350. All right, let's go down to 15. Let's do 16.5. And then we should be able to lower her down to 16 from there.
You won't convince me with that.
Look, lady, you're just shaving the sides of my head. Nice. Okay, so we'll use the bathhouse services again, see what kind of beard we can do.
So what are you interested in?
Let's see. Let's get a shave. All right, so the dignitary. What kind of look is the dignitary? So a mustache.
No deal.
Interesting indeed. All right, how about the troubadour? Yeah, the mustache and the goatee, not too bad.
No deal.
So far, I like the mustache, but I mean, we're going to be wearing a helmet mostly. So this is maybe for the cutscenes. And I don't even know if they'll show up in the cutscenes, so no, definitely not.
No deal.
Not the patch down there. So the Woodsman's Pride. So this is more of a beard, I imagine. Yeah, the full beard. Kind of looking like our dad there.
No deal.
Well, as we learned in the previous episode, not Sir Radzig. And then the casual elegance is what we already have on. So I like the beard. Let's do the Woodsman's Pride. Why not? And I like it.
I'd like that. Thank you.
Thank you. And then, will we have our beard?
That can
no,
be
not
arranged,
yet.
But you'll pay in advance.
Well, all right, we'll haggle her
not
down
giving you
again.
that
So
much.
15 bucks
And
is
how
the
much
going
are you
rate
willing
for
to
that.
pay?
So we'll lower her down to, let's say, 11.5. Maybe
What
she'll
about
get away
this?
with 12.
You won't convince me with that.
I wasn't trying to. I'm trying to convince you with this.
All right. And now?
I'd almost shake on that.
So she's a little close on adding a beard. And yeah, that's about as, well, we saved $2.
You won't regret spending the money. I guarantee it.
All right, so we talked her down a bit. We have our beard now, or at least we should. Oh, and then the haircut didn't actually work. Well, that's fine. Let's use the bathhouse services and get cleaned up,
Services.
and then we'll be on our
What is it
way.
you'd like?
All right, we are fresh and clean, according to this little buff. What is this buff, by the way? The buff. So we got a new haircut, so that is a new buff. And we've used the bathhouse services. Doesn't look like we have a bonus to anything. Maybe to charisma, not exactly sure. But now on to the meat and potatoes that we have. We have to give Ulrich's documents to Tobias Ferrar, and I believe he is in Rattay, so it's going to be a nice long ride here. And as a matter of fact, I don't like the fact that we have this bounty, so I'll go ahead, find a guard, pay my dues, and then ride to Rattay and see you at Master Tobias. So I will be right back. All right, here in Rattay, and we are almost to Master Tobias. Says he should be right here. Maybe he's actually downstairs? Hey, Sir Radzig, have you seen Master Tobias? I wonder what he would have to say. Do you like our
God
new
bless
beard?
you. What troubles you?
What troubles me is this fuzz. All right, nothing else here. All right, so I guess Master Tobias is below us here, and I just came from there, and it was a locked door, and I shudder to think that Master Tobias, that's just a townsman. Yeah, it looks like there's Master Tobias. Can't talk to him yet, huh? Well, okay, so we'll follow Master Tobias until we can get to a position where we can talk to him there.
Good
Aha!
talk to you.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
Well, there was this bald German, you see. All right, fake
Master
Groshin.
Fafar, I need to speak with you. I found out something about the counterfeit coin.
Did you really? Do tell.
Close to Rovna, I came across a wagon that was transporting the false coins. Unfortunately, I came too late. The carter and his men were dead.
Damn and blast. Do you know who did it?
Yes, a certain knight turned up.
Yeah.
Turned
He
out
likes
he
to
was
fight in his
also after
pajamas.
the forgers.
Well, that is indeed unexpected. Tell me, what did he say?
He gave me these documents to show you. He seemed to think they prove he was telling the truth. They're the records of the interrogations in Passau, and some other things he said you'd understand better than him.
Let me see.
Alrighty.
We, the aldermen of the city of Passau. Interrogation held this day.
What are you doing with your hand?
Quester. The place of origin is a monastery in the land of Bohemia. Which certainly confirms my suspicion that something underhand is going on in Sasso. Coin assay report. Copper core coated with amalgam. Ah, well this is interesting.
Yes?
Here's an outline description of how the forgeries are made. I'll have to study it more closely.
Well, I mean, it's like right there, isn't it?
Man Herr Ulrich,
Ulrich, yeah, that was the dude.
investigate and let no man stand in his way. This looks like the original safe conduct. It has the seal of the Passau alderman, but they certainly didn't pen this.
Oh
How
yeah?
do you know?
I recognize the hand. It's a Clement of Caplitz, the high scribe.
Yeah, I
of
guess
the
back then when
Rosenbergs.
not a whole lot of people could write, you could definitely get a better handwriting sample. That is for sure. So what does it all mean,
So what does
Basil?
all this mean?
Well, it certainly explains why your knight is so mysterious. Anyway, we should be careful. And we shall begin our investigation. The documents show they use silver amalgam for coating copper fakes. That's a lead we can follow.
What?
God be with you.
Silver amalgam. It's produced from quicksilver and silver.
So
Well,
we
doesn't sound like
find
something
Quicksilver,
just
huh?
anyone can get hold of.
You're quite right. You will go to Sasso at once.
Well, I just came from
Look
there.
around the forges in the city. Someone must be working copper for them. I, meanwhile, will take counsel with Sir Radzig and then follow after you.
Where shall we meet?
At the inn on Sasso Market Square.
Oh, you know it too, huh? Awesome. So we will find out who in Sasau works with copper, assuming the townswoman gets out of our
What the
way.
hell are you
All right, so we find out where the counterfeiters are and get the Quicksilver. All right, so let's take a look at our map here at Sasau and see what we've got. So speak with Ulrich is our next objective, so I'll go ahead and ride out to Sasau and be right back with you. All right, pulling up to the Sasau Inn, and I can see our boy right here. He does have his clothes on, so that is a plus. Hello, Ulrich. We have found everything that you needed to know.
What did Master Pfeiffer have to say?
I consulted him, and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Fafar found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins, and quicksilver for the the other part.
I see. They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly.
that's what he was
why I'm
saying.
interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said They could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time till dawn.
That's
I
a
see.
lead.
That's certainly worth asking about. Have you heard anything else?
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Ujits. I heard him complain also. He said that he went to the monastery for quicksilver and it was all gone.
Well, that's something to follow up as well. Thanks.
All right, so we need to talk to the master fresco painter. Let's see, is that on our map? Down south, huh? All right, so that is our next course of action then? Talking with the fresco painter? Well, actually, he's like right in front of us, isn't he? So the master fresco painter is here? In the inn? Maybe. That'd be awful handy if he was. Yeah, here he is. Hey, fresco master.
I'll be with you.
Yeah, about your quicksilver there, buddy.
I hear you've had some problems with the supply of quicksilver.
Problems? I should say so. For the third time this month, they've told me they've none. There's no quicksilver to be had, they said.
And who exactly are you talking about? Who's holding back the goods on you?
The monastery overseer, or his assistant, more like.
So what did the overseer have to say to you?
Nothing. Apparently he doesn't deal in such trifles. Leaves it all to his assistant, the pompous git.
All right, so deal with the pompous guy, huh? Who's holding back?
Surely such valuable material can't just vanish. Where can it be?
I wish I knew. Every time I ask for the red paint, there's a different reason why they haven't got the quicksilver to mix it. Once they said the goods never arrived, and another time that the wagon carrying it was ambushed.
Yeah, I could
Then it
actually
went
see
astray
that.
somewhere.
And you think they're lying?
Jesus, what do I know? But it seems pretty strange to me. 3 times in a row the same thing goes missing. There's bad luck and then there's something else.
All right, and what do you need all the quicksilver
What do
for?
you need quicksilver for?
I'm sure he's a painter,
I
but...
don't. They do. To mix up the red pigment for me. I'm painting the church in Ujits. Can you imagine how stupid those biblical scenes look without red?
Not really.
Then be glad you can. My eyes hurt just to imagine it.
All right, that will
That's
be
all I
all.
need to know for now.
Ah. But when you care to buy something before you go, or play a game, I really need some money. I've been waiting here a while and my stay's getting expensive.
Sure, let's play
There's
some
always time for
dice.
some dice.
I'm sure this dude has like a loaded set. But here we go. We'll give it a shot. All right, so 2 6s, 2 4s. Oh, 3 4s. So there's our scoring die right there. 400. Yeah, we'll score and pass that. So 400 for us. And he's going to have what? 1 1? All right. Oh, he only kept his 100. Interesting indeed. All right, so there's a pair of 5s and a 4 and a 3. All right, we'll score and roll again. Don't bust out, you. All right, a 1 and a 5. I think we've got a pretty good lead on the guy, so I will score and pass that set there for 650. So a pair of 5s and a 1.
Your turn.
All right, so 300. We're still leading. We don't need to make any big moves. So there's 2 2s and the 5 for 250. We'll still be ahead. We'll score those for 9. Play a little bit conservative. We can afford to. He has to have a pretty big roll. Well, there's 400 there. Oh, he's rolling again. Bust out, you. Well, there's a 5. Is he going to hold there at 450?
That'll do me.
Okay, so still leading. Not bad. 4 1s. Yep, we are going to score and pass. Nice. That was fun, Fresco Master. You want to talk to me about how awesome?
Well, Master Paint.
Yes, unfortunately. And my...
What do you have
Why
for
not?
sale?
Show.
So cheap wine. Oh, Tavern Life 2 and a treasure map. We haven't read that one. Drinking and alcoholism. We'll go ahead and buy that. And treasure map 3, I think we already have that one. So I'll check the basket and haggle here. We'll find a nice
I'd
place
like
to
to
read
discuss
that.
the price.
Well, we can try it.
All right, let's go for 220, good sir.
What do you say to this?
Well now, a little more and we'd shake on it.
All right, 225.
Aye, for that amount I can be persuaded.
So, a brand new book for us. Outstanding. Sounds good. Never turn down the opportunity to read. All right, so our next map objective is there in the Overseer's office. So, what I'll do is I think I'll sit down. I think I actually still have this bed from last night. Excuse me, good sir? No, I do not. Well, can I get in some of these? Have a sit. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and read that book and then get up to the Overseer's office. So I will be right back with you. All right, Overseer's office. There's the Overseer. It says we're trespassing, but I have to talk to this guy. So yes, indeed.
I'm looking for
Quicksilver.
some Quicksilver. Would you have any on hand?
Talk to my assistant. He deals with such trivial matters.
Fine, thank you.
So is your assistant back here? Overseer's hand.
Good health to you.
Yeah, and about your
Do you have any
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver in stock?
Who's asking?
Just me.
Nobody. I'm just asking.
Then I don't have any.
Oh, yeah?
That sounds almost as if you don't want to sell it to me.
It's not that I don't want to. It's that I can't.
All right. So if you're stealing, you're in deep trouble.
I see. You can't because you don't have any. And you don't have any because you're selling it out the back door, eh?
Suppose I was. I don't see what business it is of yours.
What if I told you I'm the emissary of the Royal Hetman Radzig Kobyla, and you've got yourself mixed up with a counterfeiting gang?
Oh,
Counterfeiters?
boom!
Meaning what?
Somewhere around here is a counterfeiter's workshop. They need the Quicksilver to make fake groschen.
What have I got to do with the forger's shop?
Dang it.
That means nothing to me. And as for you being the Lord's emissary, likely story.
If you say so.
If you say so. Well, dang. And let me guess, he ain't gonna talk to me no more.
Listen, about
I've already
All right, so why can't you
Can't
sell
you?
it to me?
in the Sasau Monastery, that seems unlikely. It looks more like you're lining your own pockets to me. I wonder what people would have to say about that.
We have no Quicksilver because none has arrived. Get it? None.
Wow, this guy is being really difficult.
Listen, about that
I've already told...
Well, you know what? Don't lie to me.
bollocks. Tell me this instant what you've done with the goods.
Nothing. And I'd advise you to calm down. We're on hallowed ground.
You're a fine one to speak of hallowed ground, a lying thief in monastic robes. What next? A whore dressed as a nun?
This is blasphemy.
I'll give you blasphemy.
Ah,
I'm
and
sure
I'll give you
know
a face.
what our Lord did to the money changers in the temple.
What do you mean?
Oh,
You're not going to
there we
hurt me,
finally got
are
him.
you?
Tell me what's going on here and I won't have a reason to.
Jesus. But I didn't know anything about any counterfeiting.
For your sake, I hope that's true. Now tell me what's been going on.
I swear, I wouldn't normally do anything like that.
Get to
Well,
the
what's
point.
different this time? Whoa, face.
They came for me at noon, directly to the office. The overseer was somewhere on his rounds. Some night it was, without a crest, armed. He called himself Sir Jezek, and he had a lackey with him called Rapota, a scruffy fellow with a yellow cape. Always whistling he was. They told me they wanted all the Quicksilver we order for the monastery. Of course, I told him that wouldn't be possible.
And then what? Did they threaten you?
Not at first.
Not
they
at
tried to
first,
bribe
they
me.
did.
When I refused, they started threatening.
Which you cave in easily to threats, it seems. So how did you get the
How did you
Quicksilver
hand it
to
over
them?
I take it up the hill behind the monastery here. There's a big tree there with a small chapel underneath. Sometimes Rapota is there waiting for me. If not, I leave it there.
All right, and what did they
What did
threaten you
threaten
with? Because words seem to work
They
pretty
said
well.
they know people in the monastery. that they'd have me thrown out and beaten for stealing.
And you had been stealing, I mean before then.
You know how it is. I work my fingers to the bone and they pay me a pittance.
Yeah,
So they
that
knew
kind of
about you.
sucks.
Yes, they knew my name, everything.
So there are some contacts in the monastery then. Very well, thank you. All right, I will be going now. So we need to get back to Master Fafar, who said he was going to be on his way here to Sasau. Excuse me, pig. And he wanted to meet at the inn. Has he made it there yet? Almost. So I'll run down to the inn, wait for Master Fafar, and be right back with you. All right, here at the Sasau Scribe's office, and there he is, working as a scribe
Greetings.
undercover.
What business have you?
All right,
You look
counterfeiters.
different, Master.
So as to fit in. I don't want it known that I'm in town.
Indeed. I see. I'm not going to
Right.
ask.
So what have you found out so far?
I know where they
I
get their
found out where
quicksilver.
they get their quicksilver from. You were right, it was the monastery.
It was the only logical explanation.
It changed hands on the hill behind the monastery.
Have you been there to have a look around?
Not yet.
Maybe it would be worth the time.
I'll go and see.
Have you found out who's behind it?
Someone called Rapita.
Not much, but it's a start. At least it's not a common name.
Yeah,
Listen,
like a John.
I had another thought on the way here. Those counterfeiters have to have a punch die to make the fake coins.
Yes, of course.
That's sophisticated work. There's a man I know who works at the monastery yard. Master engraver Jerome of Silesia.
You don't suppose that he's...
No, not that, God forbid. I know him well. He'd never do anything like that. But he runs an engraving workshop, so he might have heard something.
All right.
Well, I'll ask him.
Sounds like a start.
But ask with tact. I don't want him getting offended. And I prefer you not to mention me at all.
I'll try to think of something. That's all.
All right. So we have speaked with Master Fafar. The game is saved. We need to check out the engraving workshop, which is located where? There at the monastery again. Well, almost to the monastery. All right, I'll go ahead and ride up there and be right back with you. All right, pulling up to the master engraver, and we've been here before. This was the guy that worked on that crown with the Moldavite. So maybe this guy's got will give us a little bit of leeway since we're good to him.
How goes the work, Master?
Getting there, getting there. You need something, my boy?
Do you work here alone?
Quite a large workshop, Master. You don't do all the work alone, surely?
I'm usually here with my apprentice, Florian. Of course, by simple observation, you'll note that this is not currently the case, and I'm here alone. Which means that either I'm a liar or something out of the ordinary has occurred.
This guy's awesome.
I see. I think. So what's happened to Florian?
He shares the fate of the pharaohs for today. The fifth scourge of Egypt did smite him, the plague. Or so his message advised me.
So he called in sick to work.
Do remain calm. I'm quite certain the plague from which Florian is suffering wasn't a judgment from on high. Or if it was a judgment on excessive drinking. I'm told such an ailment can be of truly biblical proportions.
All right, so talk to Florian, the engraver's apprentice. So tell
What's
me
he
about
like,
him,
your
if you
apprentice,
please.
Florian?
I'm afraid that his exuberant youth has taken its toll. He's been acting strangely of late. I fear he has delusions of persecution.
I don't really know what you mean, at all.
It means he's got
Recently,
someone looking
example,
for
he
him.
told me that someone was following him. And the very next day, he bought a padlock from the blacksmith and locked up his chest. As though I would ever sneak into it. In any case, why the interest? Are you looking for him?
Well, I might.
Something like that.
May I ask why?
Maybe we can find some dirt on him. He owes me
He owes
money.
me money.
Naturally. Dice or boozing, was it? Pray do tell.
It was
both.
Dice
Sodom
and
and
boozing.
Gomorrah are too good for the boy. Here you go. I'll dock his wages.
Oh, whoops. Okay. With pleasure.
Thank you. But I'd still like to have a word with him.
Ah, I see you probably have some dispute still outstanding. That doesn't surprise me. About your question,
Oh, we got 250
you'll
bucks.
find him at home. No doubt feverishly dying. He sleeps in the baker's cellar.
Ah, thank you.
Sweet. Does he
Does
have any
Florian have
enemies?
any enemies?
A man such as he certainly owes money at every turn, and the parents of local girls are undoubtedly displeased with his attempts to propagate. However, most recently it was that fury from the baths who accosted him in quite a spectacular
So we got a
rage.
lead in the baths. All right. Bathhouse woman,
A
you
woman
say?
from the baths? What did she do?
The harpy nearly tore all Florian's hair out. I don't frequently feel sorry for my ne'er-do-well apprentice, but on that occasion I made an exception.
Do you have any idea why she did it?
She was screaming about some girl, some flighty bathmaid, Esther. I would say that Florian had felt the joys of spring and acted accordingly, although one would have thought they'd be used to that sort of thing at the bathhouse.
Yes, one would. All right, and what are you
doing
working
here?
on?
You're
Punching
in
dies,
the engraver's
maybe?
shop, my boy. We're engraving, of course.
Yeah, but engraving what? And what's it used for?
Oh, we engrave wood and stone as well as metal. Here in the monastery, it's mostly about decoration.
All right, sounds
Thank you.
good. I'll be
I'll leave
going.
you to your work.
So he locked up his chest, did he? Now I wonder if this is the master's chest? Or does his apprentice have a chest back here? I wonder. Well, if that's his chest, that certainly wasn't worth the trouble. Oh, there's the very hard lock. And I don't even think I can do very hard locks. Yeah, lock is too difficult. So we can't see what's in his chest. That would be interesting indeed. But our next lead is to the bathhouse. Maybe we can find out what the argument was all about. And then that way when we confront him, we'll be able to use that in dialogue. So I'm going to head to the baths, and I'll be right back with you. All right, back where we started the episode. It looks really different, though, in the rain and the storm and all that good stuff. Hello, bathhouse proprietor. We meet again, and we need to talk about Florian.
At odds? I'll give you at odds. It's that sod's fault they took my Esther. Poor girl. I shudder to think what's become of her.
All right, so what happened?
What exactly happened?
This man came in wanting a bath, and Esther with it. She doesn't normally offer that kind of service, but I didn't see the harm, so I sent her into it.
But-
And suddenly I hear screams. I
So
run out
she
and
didn't
I
want the
see
service.
pulling her out of the tent and shoving her into a boat.
Okay, and what about
Sorry
Florian?
they took her, but what exactly has it got to do with Florian?
They shouted at me to tell Florian that when he wises up, he'll get the girl back.
Oh, okay. So what about them
I assume that
too?
Florian knows this, Esther.
You know village girls. They don't get much of a choice. Every other knave has a turnip for a brain. And if they don't, they're relatives. And then some young dandy turns up who writes her little poems. What's the poor girl to do? And this is how it ends. She should have stuck with the turnip heads.
Agreed. And where can I find
Where
Florian?
can I find this Florian? I'd like to ask him a few questions.
He works in the engraver's workshop at the monastery craftsman's yard.
Yeah, I've been
If
there.
he's not there, he'll be holed up like a rat he is in the cellar he rents from the baker. He's afraid of me, for sure.
Okay, and did you tell
What
the
did
bailiff?
make of it?
Don't even get me started on that. He's fine. I won't say what. I told him everything, but he says he won't do nothing about it.
How's
Not
that?
much of a bailiff then.
He wouldn't tell me to my face, of course. But people here don't think much of us. There's some as reckon my Esther deserves what she got. Poor girl.
All right, and what about
It sounds
Esther?
like you were close to Esther.
I loved her like my very own. She came to me as an orphan, like a wolf child she was. I raised her and taught her and gave her a job, and now she's gone. Who knows if she's even alive?
Well, I guess that's up to me to find out. All right. So, we need to be off to Florian, who lives in the baker's basement. All right, so I'll run over there real quick. It's interesting to see. So now we know that he knows Esther, and Esther, I guess, likes him. But maybe Florian has a debt or something, so these guys come up and they know they can get to Florian by kidnapping Esther. Ah! Can't get up the wall. Nope. Just go around. And now she has been abducted. And he's been hiding out. Alright, knock knock. Well, I see you're still doing the work. Hello, Florian. Well, I'm better than Esther.
You look quite sprightly for an invalid.
Oh, yeah, that's one way.
Who the hell are you?
My name's Henry, and I'm making inquiries for Sir Radzig Kobyla.
And what do you want from me?
Straight to the point then? All right. I've been investigating counterfeit money, and the trail led me straight to you. Does the name Rapiter mean anything to you?
I don't know. Maybe?
Don't
Listen
bother.
to me, you little worm.
I know you know him. You make the punch dies for the counterfeiters. How do you hand them over? Do you know where their workshop is?
I can't say anything. I'll deny everything and you've got nothing on me. No evidence, just accusations.
All right, and is it because of that
It's got
girl?
something to do with that girl, hasn't it?
How do you know?
That doesn't matter.
No, I suppose not. I didn't want to get involved, I swear. Those bastards kidnapped Esther. If I don't cooperate, they'll kill her.
All right, so we know who Esther is. I'm sorry.
about that.
I know
Me
you're all
too.
caught up in the mix.
Listen, I'll tell you everything, I promise. But only if I know that Esther's safe.
What, so I'm to go searching for her in the woods?
I know where they're keeping her, but nobody will help me. And what can puny little me do faced with those strapping great villains?
Strapping great villains. All right. If they take to their heels, you'll never see Esther again.
Look, Florian, I'm sorry for what you're going through, honestly. But I'm not the only one who's after these people. As soon as they get wind of something, they'll be out of here and Esther will be gone with them.
If Rapiter finds I've told you anything, they'll kill her.
Not if I catch Rapiter first. He's here in town, isn't he?
Yes, he is. They found me in the tavern one evening. Caught me when I went to the ship pile. They started to badger me about working for them.
Okay. They.
Yes, Rapiter. And a night they called Sir Jezek.
And then
Yep.
what?
They explained what they wanted from me and I told them to sod off.
I'm guessing that didn't go down too well.
It wasn't all that bad. They just threw me on the dung heap and left. I thought it was just a drunkard's joke. But then they took Esther.
All right, so where
Where will I
is
find
Rapita?
He's usually wherever I am.
What does that mean?
He watches me. Everywhere I go. And when I'm at home, he sits on the bench in the square, watching my house.
So he's
Okay,
there
so
now?
that should be pretty easy to spot.
Hard to say. Sometimes I see him in the tavern on the green, buying supplies.
All right. At least I know where to start. And you go to work tomorrow, you hear?
Why?
Because you have
Because
to.
we have to lure him out. And besides, your master will surely be glad to see you.
And he docked
I
your
have
pay.
my
Sorry about
doubts.
that. All right, punch
How did you hand
die.
over the punch die to them?
Rapiter waited for me behind the church. I didn't want to give it to them without seeing Esther first.
And did they let you?
Yes, although I don't really know why. They took me to a derelict farm in the Skalitz Hills. My poor Esther, they'd scared her half to death.
So at least you know she's alive.
Or was.
It was a while ago. And they never let her go, even after I did what they wanted. They said they'd be needing more.
Always
punch dies.
more.
They wear out over time. They have to be replaced regularly.
Especially with as many coins as they're minting. Why didn't you
didn't you
say
tell him?
anything?
At first, I took it for a bad joke. And then, when they snatched Esther, there was nothing to be done.
All right,
I
I'll
suppose
go.
I better go. I'd hate the bastard to get away.
Go. I hope you get revenge.
Alright, so we need to find Rapota. And it says he usually sits on a bench facing the square. Or on the tavern in the green. So, I mean, he's Charlatan, the Skalitz priest. Maybe one of these guys know a Rapota, because I don't know if he's going to be actually named. A gambler. Alright, let's start with these guys. Let's see if I can... Nope, just pickpocket. I can talk to the charlatan.
Huh. I know you. I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from?
You're fishing from information, man.
Of course, my dream. You were in a boat made of bone, and I put a crown of thorns on your head.
Okay, this dude is insane. Tell me about it?
All right. Tell me about this dream of yours.
That dream. Yes, that dream has come true. I dreamt that a young man would become my apprentice. My own pupil in the trade of miracles.
Then I'm in luck.
Then I'm in luck.
On the contrary, I'm the lucky one.
Okay.
What's your name, young man?
Well, I mean, didn't you see that in your dream?
A powerful name. So, Hen, are you ready to become my apprentice?
What does it
What
entail?
exactly does it entail, becoming your apprentice?
A lot of work and strenuous labor. Knowledge of medicine, theology, and white magic. You have to study the great works of the ancients and devote your time to understanding your fellow men.
There might be like a perk or something associated with this. That sounds easy.
Nothing to it.
That's why God has sent you.
Sure, I'll become your apprentice.
All right, I'll be your apprentice.
Why not?
Wonderful, oh, glorious day. I have
Miracles while you wait. Quest start.
So, how do you plan to start training me?
with a test of your practicals.
Oh.
Well, I'm kind of looking for this guy right now.
I have my eye on 3 rare objects of great value.
So he's a thief.
That may be a little difficult.
All right, go on.
First, I need a tooth of Saint Procopius. Then I'll need a branch from a topping out hung on a church. And finally, a talisman for luck, a passion.
Bloody hell, that's a lot. Alright, one thing at a time.
All right, Procopius's tooth.
It's going to be slightly more complicated.
I know. Yes, it would be very difficult to gain such a rare relic, of course. That's why I have an alternative solution.
I'm sure you do.
A layman named Procopius lives by the monastery, and it just so happens, thanks to my intricate medical knowledge, that I found out he has a sick tooth.
All right, so how do you know he has a sore
How did you find out
tooth?
he has a sore tooth?
As it happens, totally at the time. But
So what, do I
that's
punch
not
this guy's tooth out, or is my medical knowledge again
And how am I supposed to get the tooth?
good enough to pull it?
You'll have to think of something. But maybe you'll be able to persuade him to let the blacksmith pull it.
All right, very well,
Fine.
I'll get it.
I'll get it from him.
Wonderful.
All right, and what is a
This
topping out?
What's that?
You're not a carpenter.
No, I'm a blacksmith.
I see. Well, a topping out is a decorated spruce or conifer tree hung on top of the roof of a new house to bring good fortune and God's blessing.
Okay. How am I supposed to get it
topping off
down?
is hung pretty high, isn't it?
Naturally. It hangs on the rooftop according to tradition. And the church is tall.
And how am I supposed to get it down?
Damned if I know. But they had to get it up there somehow, didn't they?
I guess so. We can make our own, maybe?
Then all we need to do is break off a branch somewhere, Buy a few ribbons, and we've got our own homemade topping out right there.
You don't understand, young man. The topping out was sanctified by a priest, and it hangs on the highest church far and wide. You can't just replace it with a decorated branch.
Fair enough.
All right, so I'll get that one then.
Very well. I'll get it.
And then the player's talisman.
Player's talisman. Where am I supposed to find it?
I actually have a specific one in mind. Here at the inn, there's a dice player who always has a cat's paw with him.
So we got to play some dice and beat him then. Isn't it supposed to be a rabbit?
I thought players bring along a rabbit's paw for luck.
I thought so too. But this man is winning one game out.
He's got loaded die.
Cats are clearly even more powerful than rabbits.
Loaded dice are more powerful than cats. And how am I supposed to get it?
The talisman from you?
I haven't a clue. It won't be easy, but I'm sure you'll find a way.
Maybe go to where he lives
see.
and steal it. That's easier if we can't play dice. Well, I'll get that then.
I'll get you the paw.
All right, I'll go and look.
I'll get looking for those things then.
Excellent. You do that, my journeyman. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you, man. And what do you train me in? Alchemy and pickpocketing. I think we can do that.
Are you pulling my pizzle? You want me to teach you after what you did here?
Well, the game is saved. Interesting. We are not going to have that on our active quests. We're not going to show those. We need to find out who in Sasa works with copper and find Rapita. Okay, so on the map, it's not going to really show us, is it? So Rapita is watching this guy's house, and he comes to the tavern on the green for supplies. Let's see if the innkeeper knows about a Rapita fellow. Nope, not a bit. How about you, alehouse maid? Do you know any Rapita? Interesting. So someone who sits in the square watching. Maybe they moved over here because of the rain. Pickpocket townsman, pickpocket builder, pickpocket shop guard. There's the charlatan and the townsman. Gambler.
How are you?
Okay, so he's the one with the player's talisman, which is fine. We're not too awful worried about that. I'm trying to find Rapita. Okay, so I'll get looking for Rapita here, see if I can find him walking around, and be right back with you. Here we go. So there's Rapita there. Excuse me, good sir. I have some things to discuss with you.
Are you Rapita by any chance?
Pardon me? Do we know each other?
No, but I'm hoping to change that.
Well, I don't have much time right now. I'd best be off.
It'll only take a moment.
It'll only take a moment of your time.
What do you want?
All right, you spy on Florian.
I know you spy on Florian. I know you were involved in the kidnapping of the bath maid, and I know why you're doing it all.
It seems there's no point making excuses.
No, there isn't.
Now tell me where their workshop is.
Of course. That will be the best solution.
Yes, it would. So do it.
Let's leave it for another time.
No, we're not leaving for another time. Oh, you're running, huh? All right. You left me no choice there, Rapita.
Yeah.
Bam! How's that? Well, we stopped him.
I give up.
That was easy.
So, are you ready to talk?
I will.
Oh no!
I will.
No,
Just
horse,
don't
don't!
hurt me, please. What do you want from me?
Oh no!
Tell me where the workshop is. Don't worry. Your master won't be punishing you for betraying him. You're both going to have too many other problems.
Well, at least the horse stopped.
It's in the Skullet's mines.
That doesn't narrow it down very much.
On the eastern side of Skullet's Hill, there's an abandoned mine gallery. Well, it used to be abandoned. Now there's a small camp in front of it, and the workshop is inside.
All right, and who's your liege lord?
Sir Yezhek of Ronov. That's what he calls himself. although Ronoff Castle's long gone.
All right, and what happened to Ronoff Castle?
Ronoff used to belong to Vincent, Count Lichtenberg. After his death, it fell to Margrave Jobst, and he had it pulled down. He knew full well that Vincent's vassals would resist him.
Why? Everyone knows that when a lord dies without issue, the king can confer his estate on whoever he pleases.
But Vincent had descendants. Ronoff only fell to the Margrave because he declared them all illegitimate. All because Vincent had refused to fight for him against Sir Prokop. Sir Jezek led a revolt of the vassals, but Jobst rounded them all up. Only Sir Jezek got away. Since then, he's become the scourge of the domain.
All right, and who are you?
Anyway?
They call me Rapotan. I used to be the executioner's henchman in Brno.
And how did you come to be serving Sir Jezek?
I helped him escape from prison. If I was going to serve anyone, better Sir Jezek than the executioner.
I guess
so
that's
you saw
true.
Being a brigand's henchman as a step up in the world.
I thought if things changed and he stopped marauding, he might get Ronoff back and take me into his service.
Well, after this little escapade, you can forget about that. You'll be lucky if you don't end up swinging on the gallows.
And it's all the same anyway now. I've betrayed him.
All right, and who is
So
Jezek
who's Sir
working
Jezek
for?
working for? Don't tell me he just took it into his head one day to start forging coins.
That's not for me to know. Sir Jezek was on speaking terms with various lordships.
Such as?
We were often guests at the monastery, but I slept in the hayloft, so I heard nothing.
And apart from that?
In the camp, you'd occasionally see a Hungarian nobleman.
So once again,
I
back
don't
to the
know what
noble.
he was doing there, or who he is.
All right, I've heard enough.
Who is your lord?
What? Nope, I've heard enough.
I think I've heard enough.
Can I ask you something?
Sure. Yes. Knock yourself out.
I don't want to hang. It's a horrible death. I prefer you just kill me here and now.
Really? I mean, that would be a crime. Be off while you
you're
can.
not worth tainting my sword with your blood. Now get lost before I change my mind.
All right, Rapita, off you go. Well, I say off you go. I'm sure he'll figure his life out here in a minute. But now, we've got a few quests here. According to the journal, we've got, we can ask Ulrich for help, which, I mean, wouldn't be bad to try. And then there is the entrance to the mine shaft in the Skalitz Hills. So that is a pretty good stopping point for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and ride on over to the inn. And next episode, we will get Sir Ulrich's help, which, I mean, two heads are better than one. We'll have, like, a follower for once, which is pretty cool. Nope, turn too quick. And then that way, he can sort of be the cannon fodder. If we go up to the hills and he goes and distracts them, then it'd be really easy to take on these people and get the girl back. So that's going to be the ultimate goal. And, of course, that'll get us closer to the counterfeiter. But I'll just park up here. We'll pick up right here in the next episode. But that is going to do it for me in this episode of Kingdom Come Deliverance. Ladies and gentlemen, like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you in the next Kingdom Come Deliverance video. Take care.